Hulle screen het feit. Hoor, ek is man alleen hier.
Where's the teachers? Where are the adults?
The adults is in the fucking hall, aye. So we told her to keep us out to me and sure get by mekaar. And all of a sudden, nou, het raak like still, but we by mekaar, but ek get quiet. We were on the first desk, aye.
But no,
First desk. I swear, this is a movie, aye. All the Shakman rise, aye. It's a winded guns like kak. I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to die.
what it could be, what it should be. We back on the 184 podcast with the man known as Slim Dojeur for today's episode. Slim Dojeur, say hello to the mensen.
Oh.
Yeah, Slim Dojeur is a funny character. He's also part of the 184 force. But before I tell you too much about him, let him speak for himself. Slim Dojeur, just tell the mensen when you were born and where you were born.
Slim Dinges was born. I almost said that's a from earlier. I was born 97, October 25th. Louis Leipold Hospital in Piavo. I come from Kleinvlei.
I was sorry, flashback.
But nah, I come from Kleinvlei. And I live in the Kraaifontein. I wanted to say it in a way that it rhymes, but I can't do it.
That's cool. We as artists tend to try to make things come out like that. But okay, so you say you're actually from the Kleinvlei. Where is that? Is that?
Eerste River.
Yes, the river.
Melton Rose, Eerste River, yes.
Okay, you said did you initially love that side, or do you have you ever stayed in Kleinvlei, or do you have family from that side? What's your relation to the place?
Ek dink die camera kan jy hoor nie, but I basically grew up there. That is where my Topi side of the family come from. That is the Daniels, like my son and correct. Obviously. But when I grew up there up until the age of 6, and then we did move into our own house. Topi, Matani, me. En die jaar wat ons intrek, tegen Matani op 'n geboorte en zo. And that's like, yeah, I was 4 when we moved. So.
Who is Zoe?
Zoe is my sister. Weer met Tanya nog geboorte.
Oh, no, I was like I'm just saying contextualize it because like you can't expect the viewers just to know that. But okay, so you were 4 years old when you moved. Where did you guys move to?
We moved to Kraaifontein.
Okay, so you did grow up the rest of your life in Kraaifontein.
We.
You're still living the Kraaifontein.
I'm still here. We shooting here in Kraaifontein, by the way.
Yes, most
Big ups to the
definitely.
75s.
Definitely. So how was your early years? Or do you remember anything of your upcoming years living in Kleinvlei?
How candidly can I speak? Oh, nah, Kraaifontein. Nah, I was a snotkop back then, so I don't remember much meer. Ek onthou net my uncle bribe vir geld aan my cousin suipers en die man. En die man waaragtig, ek had R100 for a 5-year-old. That sounds how you do that, my bro?
So how was the house situation living in Kleinvlei? You say it's your father's side of the family, so who was all staying in the house? Was it the family house?
It's basically a family house, yeah. So I was like 3 rooms in a house, no? Obviously the main bedroom, and then I said my uncle. What's her name? Uncle Mark, Uncle Eben in die een kamer, then at the back was the servants' quarters. So play my other uncle, the big one, Leon.
Okay.
Who's a bro? Fucking Liverpool supporter. But yeah, that was basically the living situation. Na my opa ook gepaas het sien nie. But die was te jong om my te doen basically.
Okay, so how was your early let's say growing up years outside of school now, just at home? What was life like growing up in Kraaifontein?
Yeah, you think bro, that's very bro. As ek nou 'n personal experience nou. Hier is nou 'n paar keer op en sulke kak man, so is like enige iets kan gebeur basically. Like sy kan nou van net sien iemand, but die nommer kan goed zijn sy beteken regardless. So as amper so you can be free, nou, maar jy moet altyd op 'n pos soek wees. because around the corner can be a whole different situations, But het raak vir almal differently. So my experience is at least humble and controlled, Like my mense het vir my gelou so ver unless hulle my kan sien. So ek kan nie nog involve raak met soos dwelms en sulke kakkies en hulle gaan my. Hy is gehoud lippel eat me, bro.
Definitely.
Daai is maar hoe het gaan in die skootwom, bro. That is what it is.
So you were a very disciplined child, or your parents were very strict in your upbringing?
My tannie was the disciplinarian. Sy het baie geïnforce in my. So ek kan nie nog ver uit die lyn trap nou wat ek gemoed.
Were you naughty as a child?
Hy was kakgeriewelig, man. Hy het crazy shit gedoen. But
Like what?
I don't know, man. Sneak uit in die aan. And go use drugs. Not drugs.
Damn.
Contradict yourself.
I wasn't allowed to, but I did.
Nah, not like that anyway. Like, I don't see that as a drug. While most scientists will tell you otherwise, we even Google geloven. But was it like by you met weird shit ge-experiment, man? But niks like pharmaceutical.
Like Daga.
Yeah, Daga, shrooms, mixed the two, sien wat gebeur. If you're lucky, you can maybe get like, sien dat ze aan het regio toe gaan. Krijg je pollen capsule.
Don't name drop the people.
En sulke shit, sien you must not just play that stukkie backwards. Sy verhaal my al die goed, bro, wat ouwe nou. It was my net sulke goed, man.
Okay, so you have even as a child, you have your encounters with like you said, with marijuana and psychedelic shrooms.
Nee, soos ek sê, man, baie kak en hoeveel.
How old were you when you started?
The first time I ever smoked. Why you pretty so funny?
I was burping, sorry.
Okay, but the first time I can remember I ever smoked. Now, I think I was around about like 7 or 8. Cinema. But that was not me going to look for Daga. Kijk, I have a mile night that I call my uncle cinema. Now that man did vergader me, 2 of my cousins, and your homeboy next to me is doing the interview cinema. En hy het die ding aangestik en het om my gesê, roep.
So you two are family?
Yes, unfortunately, I'm related to this now. But, so ek gesê het, that was not out of my own cinema. Ek meen, maar ek is al uit jou uncle vat jou huis, jy wil jou tala. So hy dink, nee, ek is so kwaai cinema. Kan dit wat ek kak aan van die cinema. But, okay, the first time I picked up Daga for myself, ek gaan nou roep, is when I was like 15 cinema. That's the first time I smoked. And that's around about the time I started smoking inches also.
15, that's you just came on high school. Grade 8, grade 9.
Hy is graad 9. Wat hy bedoel vir my die eentje gegeen. Dit is een dom caliber 9, ek die eentje gevat. Dit is nou net een kapje geroep, nee. But hy had jou laat hoor voel.
I definitely want to get into how your school experience also shaped you, but just before we get off the topic, like you say, your uncle made you smoke weed at the age of 7, 8 years old. And like, for our international viewers, like, especially maybe I'm being stereotypical, but in America that's probably way more the norm. It's like, yes, we do some various stuff here in what we would call Kaapstad, but it's almost like we still are very traditional in our upbringing. Our people are more inclined to have a support for alcohol rather than weed in our areas still. But you saying your uncle made you smoke weed at the age of 7 or 8 years old, and with the dreads as well that I see is present with you. I just don't want to insinuate anything, but were they ever into Rasta or reggae music, or was there any influence from that made weed so normalized around you?
It's basically normal for us. Maar soos ek gesê het, my oma en my opa van my ma se kant van die familie was smokkelaars. En maar soos my oma my vertel, nou sy sal miskien haar stok gaat kopen by Havelsheid, as van hulle tikken geplei, so sy sal op voetmaats tot in by Havelsheid, dat hy al sy goed op Nou, I can various stuff with me. Ek weet nie regtig wat dit is nie. But ek kan ook nie disclose wat dit is nie. Ek wil nie praat van kak wat ek nie weet nie. Firstly. But, was noem stok. Right, stok was opgestel, stok was gedistribute sien nie man. En hy is hoe hulle betaal het vir hulle huis. Hy is hoe my opa die huis gebouw het sien nie. En van haar af was het een smokkeljaard geweest sien nie man. En so, tot op een level sien nie man. But furthermore, na die, is was obviously light is leer, is hulle aangaan. En meeste van die familie, of sê maar 50% van die familie van my, van die kant, is amptelik Rastafarians en hulle strict beliefs en sulke goede sien nie man. Die uncle wat ek gemention het, homie is een van hulle. So, sy intentions behind it kan maar moontlik nog different ook gewees het. Compared to hoe ek het experiences het. You know. But anyway, ja, so majority van my familie aan die kant is eindelijk Rastafarians. You know. So die het definitief een groot invloed gehad. En, you know, stok was in my huis ook, stok word gemove. You know. Die werk moet gewerk word. Otherwise, wie gaat brood op die tafel sit?
Definitely, and it's like...
It is what it is.
Are you a Rastafari?
I don't believe in anything, Cinnamon, but I do believe in the lifestyle that they use, Cinnamon, if that makes sense. Because they live according to certain principles and such, which I try to follow on a daily basis. But when it comes to praying and kicking the lig op vir ons, I don't do none of that, Cinnamon.
So when you say you don't believe in anything, you're saying towards a God?
A God, no,
Not anything, as in gravity
Yeah,
and
like,
stuff.
honestly, no, the spectrum van
Whoa. What did you say?
I said,
Like gravity?
Yeah, because he said anything, he doesn't believe in anything.
No,
So I was just asking.
in a religious sense, I don't believe in horse. There's a statue that can speak, or horse. This elephant with the 6 arms is there to bring misery to you, or hello Jesus, vlug op a cloud, of
Shots fired, bro.
I don't necessarily say I'm a non-believer, because as a regtig liewe observer wat it is, anything is fucking possible. For all we know, all these motherfuckers do exist, sien jy man, en hulle ken mekaar, is maar net based op regions. Sien jy man, why do Norwegian people believe in that and English people believe in Catholic? Like, it's maar net regionally based, net soos dat jy accent kry in 'n different land, sien jy man. Dis 'n klomp kak in die einde van die dag.
That's an interesting perspective to have.
Is 'n, hoe kan ek maar nou sê,
But bro, I'm a
Control
really interrupt.
agenda.
If you're not gonna explain what you meant by that, like,
Why are you still going on it? I was just asking because he said he don't believe in anything.
but what can it mean not to believe in gravity?
Because some people don't believe in gravity.
I've heard that
Stuff.
kak actually, no, that, who said, there was a meme about it where they say gravity was now invented, whatever date that was, I'm not gonna say when he had the kids, but whenever it was invented, and then they said people
Just
before
go.
that was just like floating around.
So it's like,
That's
it's almost from the
crazy.
perspective of, if I don't believe in it, it's not real. Now people believe gravity is real, now you can't float anymore.
So it's basically.
Okay. Interesting. But moving on from that, where did you go primary school?
Simonsburg in was it Belmont Park? No?
Simonsburg is in Belmont Park, Rive and 10 years.
And after that, toe ek so maar net next door gegaan na Eben Donkies toe.
So how was your primary school experience?
It was not fun, It was baie gemoe. At one point there was a bro that tried to set up a fight, bro. That man come get me in class, you know. And then when we walked down the stairs, they only by the stoopies man. So there was like 2 sets of stairs you had to go up. Hy man kwam uit die klas, het so like a periode voor pauze. En dan wag hy so 'n bro vir my. Kom, julle moet nou fight. Ek is in my
A schedule fight.
My bro, I didn't even know this shit was gonna go down, bro. Ek was net geroep, right, dis jou beurt, jy moet nou fight. Yo, that was crazy, bro.
Grade what was this?
I think that was like grade 6 or 7. Hy bro, hy kon organise het 'n fight, ek word geroep, hy het net so saam my kos en kom maar onder na wand toe gaan toe, nou is dit boekstoel toe. Nou die boekstoel is daar onder langs die snoepies en it's like a whole room there underneath the whole building. Nou, hy man, weg van my tussen die snoepie en die boekstoel, is like a parking lot wat sy uitgaan so. Toen me ons nou fight, man. Ons nou mekaar was sy entertainment.
So did the fight go down?
Obviously, man, with two light is we like, what? Your master push. Once you say that magic word, any fight will start.
And that is organized.
I organized, but at least I didn't look as bad as the other bros in the man. That's all I cared about.
So you won?
By default, or by blood, yes. By
Damn.
blood, yes.
Was it that extreme?
It's not that erg, bro, but the man sy nies was onderbof, my lip was kat open. Ek kan hy net weglik.
So you would say you how can I say? I don't want to term it aggressive, but you didn't let yourself get messed around with. You always had it like, I'ma stand up for myself.
Kyk,
Or it was because you were coerced into the fight, like you're gonna have to fight.
Not necessarily, cinema. It all depends. For me as a child, I remember it all depended on circumstances. If I have focal to do with the situation that's going on, en sy gee my 'n klap, ek gaan jou eerste vir haar hoekom, cinema, which is a dumbass thing to do. But off the private, like there was an occurrence, especially cinema. Kyk, nou ek het mos getuies aan Nigel hulle en al die manne cinema. Hy's nou my getuies. All that none of that. Now we as an Afrikaans class have beef with the English class because they speak English and we speak Afrikaans, which is the dumbest shit I've ever
I
heard,
also
bro.
mentioned that because I was also on Simon's boat.
Now she cinema. But now moving on from that, dan is hy, wat is hy Peru se naam? Ja, ek kan nie remember this Peru se name. It's a tall light skin Peru cinema.
But his name is not really important.
Ah wait, but tall light skin Peru cinema. I can't remember what the beef was about, man, but I did go speak to homie and I did say something and I went back to my clique. And toe besluit ek, okay, I must go get something in my bag there by class. Now we were in a hall cinema. So class is van die hall up all the way fucking down that way. So hy's 'n Mosesstraat. Now I'm rustig in my vibes, in my eie wêreld soos usual, walking down op pad klas toe. All of a sudden, toe die mouse klap en my ore zing, I still remember, since now I don't know what the fuck is going on since, but I take a light jog, gou klas toe sien die man, so whoever is behind me can't catch me, so now I get to class, but now the class is full of mense, yeah, this man, and the whole clique come surround me, the whole class, my kan sien sy, hulle skree net fight, ek is man alleen hier.
Where's the teachers? Where are the adults?
The adults is in the fucking hall. It was like some kind of ceremony or something like that. Daar is nog mense in die klasie, maar daar het sommige klasse aangegaan. So, meeste van die onderwysers was om te onderrig.
Okay, definitely.
But, yeah, so basically, I got surrounded by this whole, what is it, 7E3 class, yellow class, like 30 man. Even the kinders was there, bro. That was the crazy part. What is the kinders looking there for? Anyway, ja, hy man gee my nog 2 mouse klappe en ek het dit maar net gevat. I was just there like, okay, nah, ek was geklap, poef, nah, ek was weer geklap. Sien die man, like, at that point I just gave up. Like, ek het nie wat aangaan nie, ek word geklap. So I had no reason to fight back, sien die man, besides for the reason that this man is giving me a moose klap the whole time. So that was a very valuable lesson in my life.
What did you learn?
Moerie ding terug, and from there, my whole high school experience changed actually. It was a hele ander.
Would you say you were bullied in primary school?
Nah, not necessarily, but bullied almost like to a certain point. Certain point meaning it net so ver gegaan, but it never escalated.
Okay,
like jy sou my 'n kaknaam noem, like, okay, nou ek sou jou moe, ek gaan by jou moe.
You never got into the stage where the camera was like they throw into the lockers.
Yeah, we never got to the point where we threw hands in him. Or soos jy nou sê iemand in die lockers gooi. We didn't have lockers, but
yeah, Africa. But on that point, yeah, we're just gonna go for a quick cigarette smoke. After the break, we're gonna continue with Slim's journey. It's been an interesting one for sure. Catch you guys after the break.
I lifted a little bit higher for these wannabe stars. Only way you ever level up is smoking my cars. And that's on God, my nigga. That's why I ride, my nigga. Tryna bag a figure they put on life, my nigga. So take a chance, roll the dice, my nigga. It's one life, fuck a vice, pay the price, my nigga. I'm gone. I ain't been outside for a while, so I walk straight to the bag. I ain't got no time to talk. Watch me make a move, now these niggas wanna stalk. I will never flop, cause I pop like a cork. Nog my knock, keep it oars. Put it on a chain, on my knocks up your balls. Starting from the bottom, heading to the top, of course. Father's flake still dripping, cause I got the sauce. I'm back at it, I bag it, they call me a mathematic, a crack addict, a crackmatic. Been whipping, I flip it, I pack it in a backpack, and I'm smoking a fatty, then I'm gone with the wind.
We back at it like crackmatics. Slim
That's
Dojeur.
what I said.
We back with Slim Dojeur. Okay, so what did you say? Just explain to the viewers, what did you say?
I can't remember now. Wat ek gedink. I don't know, but it's really
They
dumb.
call me a mathematic, a crack addict.
Something like that, yeah. I hope they call me a mathematic, a crack addict, a crack medic. Oh wait, this is some cack I made up, my bro. But
Crackmatic.
the crack medic, I just put the words together. Since it sound like it worked. It worked. Anyway. That's how we got to that point.
Okay, Dave's. Okay. But moving on, we were talking about your experiences about being slapped on primary school and being chased.
The fact that he has to say it like that. Yeah, was hy houtlippel, man, maak dit kom dik meneer.
But we actually want to move on to your experiences now moving on to high school. Like you say, Eben Donges is the school right next to Simonsburg. Is there any contrast into your years on Eben compared to Simonsburg?
Ah wait, nah, I was literally polar opposite. Soos my sorry. Soos my rap moniker naam explain. Slim. Sien jy man? Like ek sal nou nie sê ek is particularly gifted nie. Ek is nou nie so gevaarlik nie, but like het van my baie gevat om information te retain, sien jy man? I can even still now remember some dumb shit that I read in primary school. This was information to retain. So for me, on primary school, I used to study a lot. You know. Otherwise, as it ek het my topies as behaald, sien jy man. You will see red now. But op hoërskool het ek nog so much geworry. Waarvan alles voel irrelevant uit het. En ek sien dat is mos nou al uit. Like a tiener nou, aantal teenagers soos allemaal soos fok die wereld, fok alles, sien jy man.
Is that the experience that you had?
Basically, ja, dis ook al toe ek actually begin in music ook like inval. In die sens van, jy het meer music geluister uit het as dat ek music genotice het even in primary school, sien jy man. But yeah, dan dabble man in some weird shit, bro. Ze luister like death metal, klink die mense gooi op die number, bro. But like, wait, nee, het was my soos hy gewees. So die contrast kan basically kom soos like ek was die polar opposite van wat ek gewees het. Like I was now, soos jy nou die podcast opgemaak het, I was 'n bietjie geklap sien jy man. But on high school I was the man doing the clapping again sien jy man. So basically the flip side of the coin.
Do you think that is a phase that you went through, like you say, with the death metal, the rebellious, like the fuck the world attitude?
Somewhat so sien jy. But I don't want to call it a phase waarvan I still sometimes listen to music like that. I have a few playlists on my phone right now. But ek is nie meer so eers ek gewees het nie. As ek nou so kan sê, because yo, shit just got bright here, bro. Turn off the sun. Wat wil ek nog gesê het? Ja, is hoe ek groot geraak het man. Like, ek was maar soos ek ge-explain het, ek was usually die bad van het so I had like a influence op my gehad en like, hoe kan ek sê, ek het persoonlik anger issues develop sien jy. So ek sal enigiets try om miskien vir my te kalmeer, music of mooi meer of moe iemand, but like net om kalm te wees sien jy. But 'n man vlei op vanaf. But hy het like agterstallig geraak jy, but like dat het geraak na tyd. stadiger geraak, soos man meer dagga begin rook het sien.
Did you ever do something you regret and through anger?
A few things in man, but it's hoe kan we say delicate situations. That's a like if someone talked to big for me about something and you can deep sass for this person, that gaat in dit help alleen. Then you do some whack shit, cinema.
So you are a person that often lashed out based on your emotions.
Nah, ek het vinnig jas geraak, man. That's why I enjoyed playing rugby also. Maar ek het net vir 1 jaar rugby gespeel. That's my last year in school. I figured, nah, why not try this?
Go out with a bang.
Nah, and then that was a funny story. Ek het gaan rugby speel. I was part of the cricket team also that year. Like, voor I had focal sports gespeel, you know. And then I went to go try for soccer also. Like, out a push. When I was there, every practice, and then I still didn't say I didn't pitch for practice, so I push. I hope you watching this, you know. But nah, so I took my anger issues out in sport basically. Like means that was like a nice release also.
Like you say, your education period is a lot related to your name, you know, like you said, slum, Dojeur, whatever. Were you particularly, how can I say, were your results good as a student in high school?
Well, soos man aangaan met die jare. Grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, I was still doing decent, like above average, keeping a 80%, 75% average, you know. But after grade 11 and, well, mostly grade 11, since I started slacking because, like, daar raak jy nou so 16 mens en jou pil raak styf vir enige iets en, you know, distractions basically.
Male or female, no? Was it anything? Is it nothing in particular?
Nee, kyk, laat ek gou specify voor die man dink ek bed met my linker. Sien jy man, I'm attracted to females, especially big booty bitches. So, yeah, there was one kind in particular. Ek dink sy self weet wie sy is, but we will not disclose any names, sien jy man. But, yeah, in grade 9 het dit slattekin in my register teachers class, you know. En ek het lekker consequences gesuffer vir die.
So you had
I'm not
6 on
talking
school.
about physical op myself. We didn't have no herpes, no none of that crazy shit, sien jy man. But volgens stappe was gevat, education wise, sien jy man. So man het in die kak gekoffie. But ek mean,
So you
school
actually
is
had
long.
6 on the school premises.
Nee bro.
Table, what?
No, that was like, it was pauze geweest. And there was no
We're
one in
about
the
to get
halls.
into this.
It was pauze geweest and no one was in the corridors or in any of the classes in hom. En me en so was nou by mekaar amper soos vir 2 weke. That was like my first official meisie, as ek nou so kan sê. So, yeah, and yeah, and then it happened.
How does it just happen?
Yeah, give us some more details like
Dit
that.
is kak nie skira.
No, bro, this is what it's about, bearing your soul. The seat is hard, bro.
Gosh, kyk hier, okay, so like I said, daar was die man nie always in die klas en so me and her went. But daar was 'n ander vet kind wat usually saam gewees het. I am so sorry for saying vet kind, but like,
Fat bitches deserve love too.
oh wait, there was a thick shorty with us. En sy het, so like sy en hy girl, die was sommies gewees man. So hulle was soos elke en elke altyd saam. Nou, why she came with that day, I'm not sure. Jy weet nie wat, sy het die business gestart basically, maar sy was toevallig. So, ons het daar gebruik as, you know, soute. Sy moet daar by die deur staan, kappe soute sien. So, we were like getting to it, getting by mekaar.
Did you know it was about to go down? Like if she's...
I assume.
And just for our international audiences, SOTA means like standing guard, being on alert to watch out.
The lookout
Look
guy.
out, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so I don't know what her business was there. So we used it as a SOTA, as a guard. Like keep watch if any of the remote control learners comes in him, and that's RCL. So if they come, is groot kaks in him. They're almost like law enforcement, where you get SAPs, you get law enforcement in him. Law enforcement is like the new level, like level 3 on GTA. So it's So when they come is groot kak. So we told her to keep us out to me and sorry get by mekaar. And all of a sudden, no, it raak like still, but we by mekaar, but it get quiet. And then our thick shorty pulls up with a remote controller in the cinema. Caught red-handed.
Like pants down.
Gosh, that's crazy, dog. But weet man.
On the table.
They vang us like we were literally na soos die inkom by die klas as die demos nou. We were on the first desk, ja.
But no,
First desk. That's the
Damn.
crazy part, man. The first desk.
the visual.
You guys could have at least.
But then
hide.
again, ons is teenagers, ons is horny. Die eerste desk was suffice nie. Ons kan nie nog wag vir ons waar het ons nou is. And besides, hy hele een kant van hy muur is fucking vensters. They were bound to see us in die man. Ek weet nie wat ek
Taking in
gedink het.
consideration now, not November, did you get to finish?
No, didn't. Now, obviously, we were in the act, but we never finished anything. See?
Okay.
So, there was no nuts that went out.
So what was the repercussions following this? That's probably crazy. But like, I have so many questions. What was your mom's reaction to this?
Hopefully they're not watching this anymore because they don't know shit. A lot of the kak I did, I made sure never get to my house. So according to my mense, I was a decent student. I had a decent average and I could do it in the man. I had my bachelor's when I passed matric also. So I had a few distinctions as well since but like that's all they need to know is in the man. Die kak wat ek vang is my kak wat ek aanvang in the man. My kak stays my kak.
So they didn't call you.
So how did you manage to evade that situation?
What do you mean evade?
Like,
I was caught.
and then, but not getting out to your parents, man.
Nah, I honestly, ek kan nie regtig onthou nie sien nie man, but I always had like my getuies staan nie on speed or my getuies sister especially. Nou sy sister was like already 30 something, so we had her on speed on is my ma se nommer. Prada en as sy weet die skool se dinge se ring bro, nou moet sy gou please explain haar wat dom kat en sê. But no, so het nooit regtig so ver gekom. There may be one occurrence waar toe daar uitgekom het, but like I was nog like 'n groot of iets. Maybe like okay, was it 'n squabble gehad in die klas. Like is dit mekaar gemoeg of so. Maar dan was my ma gou gebel, hallo, jy ry te fight in die klas. Of so sien maar.
Okay, so you actually had I now see what you mean, like the experience from being slapped and being chased to being the top dog basically on high school.
No, I'm far from top dog. I was topper dogs if I can put it like that. But I kept to myself, man. Ek was rustig, ek het my handvol sommies, ek kan op my een hand tel, like 4, 5 friends in man.
Are you guys still friends?
Majority of us. Some of us are not so close anymore.
You drifted as you grow.
Away, daar raak groot mos man. And if you stay with kinderkak, you will stay with kinderkak. That's just how it is. But meeste van ons is nog sommies. I see most of them on a daily basis. But yeah, I forgot what the question was.
No, we're actually just trying to get the idea of the type of person that you were in high school. But I actually want to move on from that. So you say you matriculated with a bachelor's. In which year was this?
2015.
2015.
Oh, nee. I can't get over that. Man. I'm almost dead. Damn.
But age is something that you should bask in, really.
Nee, my oma het van my geleer. Age is a mental thing. My oma is nog amper 80. If she's not over 80, ek is 'n slegte grensel. But that auntie keep a jonko, bro. Even though she can't see Jack. But she will still fee. She will still do us. The auntie can even still sit there.
I hear you. What was your initial experience coming off high school? Did you go to study? Did you have to work? Did you take a gap year? What did you do?
So, what I wanted to do, which I also went deeper enough to go explore cinema. There was a campus I wanted to go to, but the campus doesn't exist anymore. But it's like a high-end campus, which I didn't know at the time. Because growing up in Scottsville, that is already tells you enough. Like, was net genoeg geld om aan die broodlyn te bly. So me going to a graphic designing campus was never gonna cut it. And they asked like 94,000 something for a year. Daar is geld dat was it. Geld voor een nieuwe bomen. So I was told.
Bursary, you couldn't get a bursary.
Nah, not for that one. That's like a what you call it, a private thing. If they don't come look for you, it's not gonna work. Because we didn't have like a high advanced thing as a high school cinema. The most basic engineering thing as we had was CAT. That's computers, applications, technology. That's a bunch of bullshit. They teach you how to use a website in Excel spreadsheet. That's something I learned when I was fucking 10, bruh. That doesn't help me for shit. So I couldn't get into that. So I went to UNISA, but then I went to go study something similar, but not the same. But I only did for like 6 months. But there you don't get any people that they don't give you classes, man. All the time I was there, you don't get physical classes. Hulle stuur weer die boeke, sekere tyd van die man stuur hulle weer jou toetstyd en dit terugstuur.
But I think that's what really the purpose of UNISA is most for the distance learning.
Way, but now what if you don't understand the works? You know?
Definitely. So you say you didn't really adapt to learning in that manner.
Yeah, the thing I thought I applied for turned out not to be that thing because the application process was a little bit dragged out, man. And I had to do that all on my own, and ek het lank al in die kak gestaan because I was working after the failed graphic designing dinges.
This is all in the first year out of school.
Okay, now the first day out of school, I went to go work for this kak company. I'm gonna name drop them because they push Calandria. I don't know if this fat nice still exists, but we went to go sell Giza Elements and that now, with that being said, it's not just selling the Giza Elements. Kom 'n quantum en ek tel jou op push vroeg die oggend sien. Then you must now load your file in your whole terrain pick-up wat I would say. Then they'll drop you in a neighborhood. So I'm in the hele neighborhood loop in a file. En whatever dates ze samenbring het, knock door to door. En dan moet ze nog een hele pitch geven met een dik file in je hand.
Almost
so
like a Jehovah's
this is
Witness.
what this can do. En this is wat ze nodig heeft. Barada, all this kak. Hey bro, I've had so many doors. It's like, no thank you. Poof. Too bro. You feel like a puss at the end of the day, bro. And you only get paid if you make a sale.
Damn, there's no basic.
Bro, no basic.
Yes.
And we were not informed about this. This man literally, that bro is a salesperson that gave us the job. That man sold us the job, so gevaarlijk. We didn't even realize we're not getting paid. That's fucking crazy, dog. But after a week, I told that man, like, I'm not doing this. I never came back. And then I worked somewhere else that I can't remember. Keep in mind, ek het baie plekke gewerk. But after that, I went to UNISA was now did the thing that didn't work. And then I was working for a period of time. Like so, but like I was never out of work, but I always changed the environment because either this happened or whack shit. Anyway, what had ek nou gesê? Ja, then I went to UNISA. In UNISA, not UNISA, wat sê jy in Behavel nou weer? Robert Sobukwe Road.
UWC.
UWC, ek het UWC toe gegaan. And I did a bridging year while I was waiting for the NSFAS to pay out, which never happened, so I couldn't take that further either. Which is also whack, because I only did the bridging, I didn't even start my full year yet. You know, I was here for a year, doing a bridging course for, I can't remember what is it, industrial psychology or something I wanted to do, but I had to do a bridging course because I didn't have that subjects on school.
Okay, I get
so
that.
it was like Oorvol, and I had like this dope ass subject, philosophy. I is waar my brain like omgedraaid sien en I look at life differently and question everything, and that's where it came to that religion tokkie waar alles is hier, what it seems is hier.
In your philosophy class.
Kak waarom? Way basically.
So, you said you were a year on UWs. After that didn't pan out for you, what was the next move?
Week? Ja, ik weet nou nog. That's fucked up, dog. That's fucked up. But
Do you have plans on finishing your studies?
What now?
Go on.
No, don't you have plans of finishing your studies?
To be honest, no. But there is something else I would like to go study. Some of the things I do want to go study is just for like interest segment. But the thing I do want to go do, yeah, that word literally slipped my mind the moment I started speaking about it.
But what is it? What
It's
field?
art related.
Okay, so you are
Graphic design.
like you were talking about the graphic designing. You are a rapper as well, so you would say you're a very artistic person.
If you look at areas I was in, is altyd kat in die maker. Facts.
Damn, on that note, I think we need another cigarette break. But after that, after the break, I really want to get into the music elements and all the artistic side of Slim Dojeur. But we're gonna catch you after the break.
It ain't what it used to be, and truthfully my honesty comes brutally, cause usually I use it to maneuver these things that they assume I be. I'm used to it, the standards of society. It ain't what it used to be, cause in these units there's no unity. I came to this conclusion while puffing on Buddha cheese. I'm a pathological, philosophical serial killer, looking for pop with my optical, popping up while they're waiting to be picked like a popsicle from the hospital. Logically I find this all to be comical, but I guess that's what make me out to be diabolical. But my pocket's full and this ain't periodical, got it? Let you see me at my brightest, then I vanish like comets.
Bitch, out of my way, out of my sight, out of my life, out of my life, yeah, yeah, out of my life, yeah, yeah, out of my way, out of my sight, out of my life, out of my life, out of my life, yeah, yeah, out of my life, yeah, 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 out of my way, out of my sight, out of my life.
Equal rights, man, bro. Sinds as kom ek sê 'n vrou wat 'n Fort Street drink, sy kan self sament op 'n bakkie lê.
Ja, nee.
But we back, mense.
Niet te vir 'n girl se voete wat stink.
Nee, het stink voetjes is niks meer. Jy kan nog hy was. But yeah, equal rights. We love women over here. Well, ek sê, we back from the break, mense. We were just barely scratching the surface with Slim Dojeur, but we're about to get into some real ass topics. So, you said you're currently working. The studies didn't work out for you. You do have plans of studying further, but you also doing the music. Can you just tell me more about that? When did you start taking music serious as I want to make music?
Honestly, no. Like, there is a level of serious. There is no. Is there a plural form for serious? I don't want to say seriosity. That sounds dumb as fuck.
Should probably be more serious.
But there is a level of seriousness to it. Cinnamon, ever since I started, but at the same time, like, if it gets too serious, then voel het dan precies weak, cinnamon. And I hate when it feels like weak. So, yes and no, if I can put it like that. Like, I do take it serious. That doesn't answer your question, I realize that. But
Yeah, I didn't ask you yes or no question. I'll just
But,
rephrase you.
Nah, you don't need to. But so it's like, what I was trying to say is based off that scene is when I started was about, I think it's 2017 when I actually started dabbling with it. So I took it serious to a level that I've heard other rappers and fan competitions in sulke kak in my area, like especially in Wallace D now. Like I know a lot of rap homies there in sulke goed. So kom maar so in by die circles when you go and you do this thing. It's like, what's that thing I did by, what you call that thing? I think it's like Vibes Hub or something like that. We did like a whole cypher number. That was one of the first big ones I did. Other than that, it was just like among small crowds, that the main together. But the studio I had wasn't sufficient, so I get most of my time in Wallace dealing with me. So I made like Python and so then we would work there by, what's that bro's name? The recorder or the producer. Ashes.
Why were you struggling to get out by his name?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Ik denk maar niet bij jou.
But you say like it was a catalyst in you getting into music. Was Ashes how can I say, a substantial part of that? Was he a fundamental part in you growing as an artist?
Nah, not necessarily. Like I said, he was just a producer. That's about that.
So there was. Did you initially like go under a group name, or were you associated with him in any form, or were you always independent?
I was always independent, you know. I didn't necessarily fall under anything, but I did collab a lot with a group of lab rats. But there was also just like a small clicky producer with music gemaakt, also pushing from their side. The first tape I released was under them called Child's Play. Waarvan
Under lab rats.
because I basically me and it hoe kan man nou explain? I got that producer contact from one of my producers. Then they said come to YT. So I became producer with the bro that produces. Oh,
Ashes now.
nah, not Ashes. As now, aside from Ashes Laboratories, it's not Ashes. They are Urbanites Records. Oh wait, that is other.
So you were never urbanites.
Nah, we were never. It was nog nooit samen geweest. But we did work a lot together. Especially with Python. That's my nigga.
So what was the Laborites and Urbanites Association? Were they in any way you connected?
Not even in the slightest, bro. Hij is twee different sides van de wereld. Als ik nog zoek,
So Laborites did they have their own record label, or what was the situation with them? Was that the record label's name, or is that the group's name, or what?
Yes, that was the record label's name. They were not like fall under a group. They all had was now the individual nummertjes that they do in, but they all fell under Laborites, which I also initially for like a period of time I fell under it, just releasing that one project, but then
Your first project.
Child's Play.
When did it come out?
I don't fucking know, dog. I don't know. Probably like 2017, that probably. I know Child's Play 2 was what, 2018 or 2019? I don't know. But ergens en hy richting, so sê maar 2017. I don't know the specifics. Once I drop it, it fucks out of my brain. But yeah.
Why did you call it Child's Play? Did you play with children?
Of course you would think that, because you have a little dick that's meant for them. But no. I named it Child's Play waarvan when I initially joined Laborites, no, they were like, I won't say they weren't heavy spitters, but is jy nog regtig a lyrical ding vir hulle gewees, like most of them would make like your normal songs, like cadences similar to what Drake or Lil Wayne would use. You know, a basic flow or something like that. But they don't never try to like experiment with the things. I mean, like back then I would focus more on like faster raps and switching my flows constantly and sulke crazy Eminem influence bullshit cinnamon. So back then was it amper soos, for me it was Child's Play, because according to that producer I was one of the best there cinnamon, because none of them could do vinnige goedjies and all this kak I was explaining now. So I figured they just sent me 7 beats and I just recorded that 7 beats within like 2 days, because I tried to write on it then. But it took me about 2 days to finish everything, and then I just put it out like that.
How many tracks was it?
I think it's like 7 tracks, yeah.
7
or
tracks.
8.
How many features did you have on the tape?
Only one.
What was the feature?
He used to go as Naboy, but his shades hood now. I'm not sure if he still makes music though. I was like a lick pie after. But he was the only man that I gave a feature for. But that's because we were getuies since primary school already. So I felt it's a requirement.
Okay, so looking back now, what is your feelings regarding your first tape, Child's Play?
I don't know, it was whack. It was whack as fuck. Get that nigga off the mic. But like so you can see the child's play. So I was literally rhyming bread with schmed or some bullshit like that. So that's not for us.
But I
Look,
thought you were
could
saying
do
that
it.
you were trying to be
Yeah,
super
but
lyrical, but you were writing bread with Schmidt.
that's what I was getting at. Like I explained, I was more focused on flows and cadences and such shit. So whatever I'm saying, it must just sound like whatever the fuck's in it, man. So back then, like, yes, my sentences as a sentence it would make sense, but if you had to like really evaluate the bar, you would also think, "Waarom bara de light, you know, ain't listening." But back then, I wasn't like, how can I say, context focused. I was just focused on, I'm gonna be gevaarlijk on the speech, you know, spit some cinema. It was just dumb kak. So yeah, that, like I said, child's play, bro. We don't play with children.
Is it
Ons maak
in a
hulle groot.
Okay, so is there any relation to Chucky with the child's play title?
I don't know where you or D words heard that kak, you know. I don't know what, like at the point now, volgens I know what I've seen. This is my personal experience, but child's play and Chucky was never the same thing for me. I didn't know Chucky was called child's play in the first place. I could meet that now, earlier 2 months ago now, the new child's play is out now. I'm like, how you mean? So, my mochi put it on the TV, kijk, yes, Chucky. Now I tell her, but this is Chucky. She's like, nah, it's child's play. It's like a hele ding geweest. Like a Mandela effect, but net in my brain.
Just for context, what are you talking about? Chucky the movie.
Yeah, like Chucky the...
It's called
Chuck-
Child's Play.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
I
Chucky
didn't
has
know.
like Chucky and Chucky the Bride, and
I know
Yes.
about the others.
it has
So
child's play as well as a version of.
the old ones or new.
Now see, I know them as
It's
Chucky.
old. It's
I know him as Chucky's in hy vicious little doll wat die guts en die pille en kak in jou lyf.
still the same thing, but
Oh yes.
it's just a
probably
version of the movie.
rebranded or something. I don't know how that kak works. But volgens mij is het Chucky. So when you guys mentioned that, I don't know what the fuck you were talking about.
Okay, so there's no relation.
Nah, not whatsoever.
I've heard in your earlier music as well, in doing my research, especially around the Child's Play 1 era. There was a group you were always shouting out, and I just want you to tell the audience more about what that was, or if that was just something, maybe I heard it wrong. But RPLK, what is that? Is that a gang?
RPLK.
Or like, yes, is that like a gang or cult? Or
Imagine as a gang of a cult, that would be crazy. But nah, that was basically the how can I say,
sorry, I just
official lab rats name. Basically, they were RIPLK, but that's only after Lab Rats disbanded and the main producer, or the only producer, moved to Polokwane, and then he basically rebranded and restarted. Instead of Lab Rats, he named it Records in Polokwane.
Really?
RIPLK, yes, really, bro. I'm not saying it's a bad name, bro. If you're watching this, Goku, don't moenie so dink van. But it's not that deep, man. I don't still blame him for what he did. Not that there's anything to blame about, but like, at the end of the day, it's still his thing, his movement. But I don't mean it as saying. I might not agree with how the name sounds, but to each their own, cinema.
definitely. So it's just Lab Rats that rebranded.
Yes, to RIPLK.
Okay, so boom. We move on from
Did you have any feuds with any rappers in that period?
in that era, the Child's Play 1 era.
Nah,
Your initial,
not that I know.
because there was a rumor that you actually. That's why I didn't want to
A rumor
put
about
words in
what,
your mouth,
bro?
but there was a rumor that you actually had a. I don't want to call it beef, but there was a mutual dislike amongst you and Ashes. There was rumors that you had a diss track lined up towards Ashes.
Nah, no.
Can you confirm or deny?
Okay, I see where the rumor would come from, but there was never any beef. Man, I have a track with Python called Ashes to Ashes. But the thing with me is, man, before I actually made any thought out projects or put a cohesive thing together, I would literally name the songs, whatever comes to mind, or I would name it after a bar after we're done finishing the songs, you know. So when Pytho said from ashes to ashes, I'm on a whole nother planet, when he goes on, that just sounded cuck mad the way he entered the verse for me. So I'm like, nah, ashes to ashes is some other names, you know. I just went to that.
So why would people take it as this is a test towards ashes?
Well, ashes to ashes, and his name is Ashes.
Mm.
So I don't. That's not hard to
But
understand.
you don't
cinema.
say anything about him or anything in that song.
I don't. Like I said, I have nothing bad against homie cinema.
Mm.
We were always on good terms. I was just an artist. He was a producer. It was always just at that level. There was nothing more to it, nothing less.
And the association with a particular group called School of Thought. Were you ever part of School of Thought?
I should be asking you that question.
I'm actually the interviewer, just in case you are slightly under the influence.
Okay, you know? No one is under the influence, first of all. And secondly, I was never part of a group called School of Thought in cinema. But I had an encounter with one of, I'm not sure what position he holds in the label. But homie is just a whack nigga. He does whack shit, and I don't agree with it. But that was in the past, let the past be the past. But, fun fact, I know a nigga who recorded the diss track for that homie. Zeg je naam?
I don't know what he's alluding to. I'm just trying to get a
The
better
diss
scope.
track is called Corona.
What?
That's crazy. As much as you would like to deny it, I have evidence on my phone, but we can continue.
And you can't say who the
Who the
This
artist
person.
is?
No, it's this nigga right here. It's right here.
the artist who you were beef with, the man that you said.
Did you? Whoa!
Nah, I'm not
I
gonna
didn't-
say who it is.
Did you have beef with School of Thought?
Me personally, I never had any beef. I just had a personal beef with that man, not with the label or the music or anything like that. I have nothing against them. They do their shit. Yeah, but the man running the things, I had my own personal beef with him, which is not something I can speak of. Or should I?
Mm.
Okay, yeah, we also not trying to encourage violence. We were just trying to get some clarity so the people know where you stand. So there is an active beef
Not
between
active.
Slim Dojeur or
Not active. I reiterate, not active. This man is trying to start some shit with this coronavirus. This. I'm just saying, I will pull out dockets. I don't play with me.
no, I'm just saying. Okay, it doesn't have to be active. Slim has emphasized it's not active, but there was beef between Slim Dojeur and some person in the higher ups of
Some
School of
bald head
Thought.
nigga, bro.
A bald head in School of Thought. So School of Thought is from your area.
Yeah, kinda, unfortunately.
Kinda, unfortunately, because in certain people's opinion, School of Thought are legends where they come from, and they are.
My bro, I grew up around listening to international artists. Ik heb nog nooit tijd zoveel gediggen in cinema. So when I heard School of Thought, I thought like, okay, I don't know what that is, but he says they have a studio, let's bounce cinema. We do the thing. But ik moest nog niet zeggen dat ik gravity literally. And as far as I've seen with the interactions that they've had with other people and myself, it doesn't seem all that big to me. So that's just how I see it.
Do you feel like you have, in a certain way, eclipsed them or surpassed them in what they have done?
I can't necessarily speak on that because I've never actually listened to their music. I saw one Onabroki music video and that was it for me, bro. I was like, nope, I'm not watching this guy.
Oh, Onabroki, what does that mean?
Let me not elaborate on that cinema. That's not gonna speak directly. So nah, let's not elaborate on that. All we know is it was purple and there was a Onabroki.
Okay, I hear you. We don't want to attack anybody or make it seem like it's anything it's not. So, lab rats Urbanites, School of Thought.
No
This is
relation.
all. Yes, definitely. But this is all taking place in your early development of artists. Whether it's good or bad, all of these groups have an impact into who you are today as an artist. Am I correct in stating that?
Basically. I won't say they had a direct influence on the way I make my music or how I portray myself in my artistic ventures. But officially they did teach me a lot about the game itself.
And they are part of your story.
Basically, yeah. Like I come through experiences with all these groups that I won't find anywhere else. And it had to happen a certain way for me to learn. Cinema. And then what I learned I apply forward.
Definitely.
Cinema.
Definitely. Yeah, guys, I think we're gonna have to go back to another cigarette break. I'm sorry. This guy is motioning to me over here that he's in need of another cigarette. But after the break, we're gonna get into some more modern day Slim Dojeur music and into the topics that you guys want to hear, such as Slim's love life and etc. But we'll see you guys after the break.
Heat it up in a microwave. I smoke a mic and let Tommy blaze on my dirty yo. Going Kanye craze. Got Corporal Tunnel yakking all this aces. Drip, drip. Captain and Coke when I sip, sip. Only lean as my foot tip. Piece of the pie when a duck stuck. Don't scowl me when you snip, snip. Van ik zoek my cat like I lost it. Hou het nat soos 'n gloslip. In 'n kat soos 'n dokter. I swear to God, put it all on what I got. Smarties, what a lot I got. In the sky, Tommy be the pilot with my niggas. No man is a fucking island in Mandela. Flirting money, keep me smiling. I ain't talking filing when the paper piling. I just want my peace, you can keep the violence.
Beat it up, bank account tryna beat it up. All this pussy tryna beat it up. All my demons tryna beat it up. Beat it up, bank account tryna.
Yes, man, so we back. And before the break, we were talking about Slim Dojeur's whole progression from the Child's Play 1 era, the association with School of Thought, RL, PLK, and Urbanites. But now we want to actually touch into some more modern day ground with Slim. Am I tiring you?
Nee, ek is kom met iets met me bro. I will be tired. Fatigue, like I used to say, even though it's fatigue. Kijk man kakkelis.
Fatigue.
That's how
Africa.
I read it in English class.
What did I want to say? Were you always Slim Dojeur?
Nog nooit meer. I did come with 1,000 names. Half of them sound ridiculous, so I won't say it. But the last name I had before Slim Dojeur was Medic L, which is kind of self-explanatory. The L and the Medic is Daga kak. No, alles is net Daga related. That's why Dojeur is friends for me. It's in but it's Daga kak.
Why Slim Dojeur then?
I already explained the Slim part, didn't I?
Okay, so it's like smart weed.
Ah, wait. Slim dagas, new weeds, whatever you want to call it, slim thingers. I don't know, man. I just needed the other name because when I did upload my stuff, dan had ik op Spotify en went to go look for myself. I typed in Medic, ja. Net soos ek het oral gesit. My bro, at least 70 mense op. I was like, Nakani. The last that old number just I went over.
Why didn't you go for the Medic LCPT?
Nakani, adding CPT to everything don't make it less wax anymore. I have no offense to youngster making the CPT. Like when you add it to the back of your IG name or whatever the fuck, making it famous. I have nothing against it, but I don't want to be Medic L CPT. Nah, just another one of these niggas in a different locations anymore. That don't work. Same cuck, different toilet.
Another Medic L. Just on the cup.
Kaap's a Medic L, LA's a Medic L, Russia's a Medic L, whatever the fuck.
Oh, that's funny. No,
Not a plan. Not
that
a plan.
is funny. Shout out to Ras and Ras, man. But
Who?
Ras and Ras,
Who's that?
like I think we all know the white boy Ras.
Oh, Ras. Oh,
And then
okay.
you
Ik
know-
dacht dat ik iemand te ken, like persoonlijk ken.
No, I was just saying
Ras and
you
Ras.
can have the same name and still both artists be
Ah, wait.
known for what you do. It's not about the name really that defines you.
Ah, wait.
But let's cut to the chase. Where do we stand with the King K beef?
King is a push. That's all I have to say about that. King K can't rhyme a word. I hope you're listening to this. Can't rhyme the same word with the same word. It don't work like that. That's not how you rhyme. Now you're just sounding repetitive. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Because King K was talking some heavy stuff when he was
Heavy
here on the
stuff
hot
is
street.
what?
He was talking about Slum F cap in his raps, and
Soos what?
I don't know.
If you have specific, if he can pull a cap out of my rap, maybe I'll pull a fucking rabbit out of mine. Cinema. Facts.
Damn. So that's how you feel about the King K situation.
Nah, King K, hij lijkt me gek, man. Dus ik was haar als het dat is. But, nah, there's nothing there. He's non-existent. Hij beefing himself.
Okay. And the Pioneers situation?
Honestly, bro, there was never any real beef. But I just happened to get a notification on my, not a notification, like I'm on YouTube, like suggest a video, watch this kak cinema. And
Okay.
then I did watch this kak. When I heard about him through you. And then there was like the one show that we did in North Pine, where they were supposed to be there, but they didn't. But they get a banner plate. Gesien ook al, but then they drop a track where they like, nah, the beste in die Kraaifontein, kom wat wil, so wil het gekom cinema. That's all there is to it.
Okay, so it stems from them claiming to be the best in the Kraaifontein.
Yeah, basically, there is no accolade to prove that you are cinema. Not that I say I have any accolades to prove it, but officiality don't claim something if you didn't explore the whole place. Cinema.
Okay.
You can't be a self-proclaimed king. That's not how monarchs work.
Okay. Do you consider yourself as the best in the Kraaifontein?
Not by a long shot, but I would like to believe I can stand my own ground when it comes to Dojeur, if I can say so.
Who's the one?
Honestly, I don't know, dog. I don't even care, to be honest. I just make music because I feel like it's cinema.
But why did you feel the need to respond to them when they said they are the best? Because shouldn't they feel like that?
I mean, if they feel like that, there's no more, man. There's no more cinema. That's not just how I feel about how they feel cinema. You can make it a whole touchy-feely subject, bro. But that's how I felt about how they felt. Opinion.
So there's a rumor that you have a Pioneers that's lined up or out already. Can you confirm this?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, we're gonna leave
But
that
if
one
you
up.
follow my socials, you will either know or you don't know. That's what we have. That's it.
Okay. You were talking now about how monarchs move. That is another name that I have heard very much associated with you. Can you explain to the people what monarch is in the sense when Slum Dojeur speaks about it?
Tried and failed experiments, I was basically, hoe kan ik maar nou zeggen? I had a gedachte, because I was an independent artist, ik ga naar mijn eigen kak beginnen, but I didn't know jack shit about how to start idiotisch kak. So what I did was I just grabbed the name and I ran with it. Let's make this happen. How? We don't know. But it's gonna happen somehow, which it didn't eventually. It got to a point, but that point was kind of the fall off point at the same time. But that is basically where it ended.
Was it like a record label, a group, or what was monarch?
It's a bit even both, to be honest. I can't say it was a record label because I'm the only person there running the stuff. I just have 4 artists that I was working with at the time, but they never brought their kant over so yeah, we don't work.
So you were basically the recruiter and the organizer of what you would term as monarch. So what, just because you felt like it was a one-sided effort, is that what you feel what created the downfall for it?
away basically. And it was nog nooit officially established, so it wasn't that deep.
It was all just in theory, so.
Yes, in theory and in the fun of it.
Okay, so it was nothing serious.
It was never that serious. Never that serious.
How much were you?
You know, like 4 people.
Are you
Yes.
still okay?
Now I'm trying to figure out how much people there were. But yeah, I say around about 4 people. Me included.
So it was 3 people besides you.
Yes, that's what included me.
Okay. So
Yes.
I actually lost my train of thought now because this guy giggled.
You
Um,
said so.
I heard something about you. I heard you almost got killed by Ayas.
That's
How did that
crazy.
Damn,
Why did you bring
shit.
that cock up?
How did that happen?
Yeah, that's what. That's the thing you were plotting. Was I did not almost get killed by Aya Cinema. I survived the ordeal. Well, when I was working at such and such place, Cinema, and that place only operate from, I think it was like 10 o'clock to, for the latest, 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. You can't meditate on Doni, but it was like round about our time, Cinema. So one night, like that place is woelig, man, Cinema. It's all the sak man, all the ayers that wanted Jimmy Sing and twang and all that extra stuff, Cinema. So and it tends to attract, you know, the freaks come out at night kind of crowd, but you know, from the woods, so there's like a whole level of wie's versigtig, sien jy man. I went outside on my break. Die enige geroep waarvan is kakwarm op binne en die anties is ballistig. So I take my break outside across the road, sien jy man. Nou, I was like a crew en so 6-7 sakmanne wat ook net daar onder die, wat is hy, a gazebo or something wat hulle daar opgesit het. But yeah, so they were like by mekaar with their stuff, sakmanne doing sakmanne things, you know, man. I mean they away, like not far away, but like a few meters away, smoking my ears on my phone. Homie come ask me, escape. I told him, nah, it's my last one, so I smoked it and I flicked it, in man, because the angel was basically freak. So what do you want to lick a cork, in man? Don't be a night. Anyway, I flicked the angel and I said, man, hoe laat is it? How can you ask me alternative like that? I put my phone away and ek was like, nah, no, this man give me a push-up clap. My ear was ringing, so I was like, okay, nah, no, die man move off and you can't just clap me for dumb kaks and that. I mean, voor my mense korrupie. So I square up, but the moment I start squaring up, man, the whole, I swear, this is a movie, aya. All the sakman rise, aya, it's a wounded guns with kak and I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to die. So I did vang 'n lekker pak dit aan sien man, but it didn't die waarvan I was like fighting my way through, kan maar sê nou, a crowd van like 7-8 mense nou. So I was fighting my way through there, like keer punch, but like meer blokking as enigiets aan die mense begin mooi op 'n man, maar hulle wil man skit en so. But when I get to the other side of this crowd, like mooring my way through so I can get in, I found my uncle se bakkie, nie sy bakkie nie, sy kar staan na sien. But I didn't know he was in the car, so I went to the car just to check, wow, this means is still kapping here from a kant sien man. So I
My bro, just first things first, ANC young mass up dinges.
Lord City.
Bro, we had to now take a break because of load shedding. We were just getting into the real business that you guys want to hear about, but then the ANC do their things. That's why I mean it's actually very important on a ernstige note. 2024 comes around next year. This video is being recorded in November of 2023, but when next year swings around, make sure you're registered, make sure you vote EFF, and we keep it moving. But Slim, you were on your...
I thought you don't take positions.
I actually don't. I was just Slim.
You have to explain yourself first. Are you EFF or you ANC? Hoe lyk jou nummer?
I'm not affiliated. But I can definitely say I'm not ANC. Fuck the ANC.
So who you voting for?
I
It's your podcast, eh?
Yes,
Let's go
I'm
back
not
to
a
it.
guest, man. You know, when it's my turn, I'm gonna explain everything, and I don't wanna detract away from your moment. It's your time, and you were talking about something real serious. So where we left off was you being clobbered by the sakman. Langs de reus geskit
Knopkieries en gunstocks, padstocks.
en in pepo en dinge.
Wyk Satan.
But you managed to escape through all of that bosluise and blaaie. But then you reached the car.
I
what-
had reached the car.
What happened after that?
So, soos I nog explained, I reached the car. I look at him being my uncle. I look at him, he look at me. Ek kyk om, while he's looking at me, en ons kyk nou dieselfde situasie, terwyl ek gemoer is. But it takes like a few, you can see on his face, it takes like a few seconds before he actually registers. He is actually low wat hy gemoer word. So,
Are you low?
kind of dumb question is that. Anyway, ja, so hy klim toe uit die kar en sien die man, maar hy kan mos nou sien die sakman is by mekaar met kak, but toe hy sien guns in die man. I don't know where it came from, I don't know how he got it. Sien die man, but the man got out of that car like 007 in the movie. The man started like firing, not necessarily firing, only fired once, but sakman op pad af, man, ja. En hy is die laaste wat ek van die sakmanne gesien het. The man just made them ernstig skrik. But I don't know if they were gonna shoot or not. That's the other things in it, man. And who's willing to risk it?
No, that's definitely not what it is. I think it's a huge downfall in our neighborhood. It's like an endless loop and an endless cycle. It's like you try to be Rambo or the Terminator till you get shot
No shit.
and then die because bullets kill, and then you dead, and then it's like your friend wanna avenge you. Now your friend kills somebody and he gets killed because he killed somebody, and the cycle is non-ending for foot soldiers who don't really benefit from the greater cause of what Biden doing is, because I'm not even affiliated in a way like that, or I don't have anything against anybody's affiliation. I don't know where Islam stands with that, but
I stand with nothing. I am Manalin.
but my idea is religious in a practical sense. It don't make sense that you are doing all of these illegal activities just to kill each other. It's like the purge instead of trying to make money, what it should really be about if you're choosing this route anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if that's what you about, that's what you are about. But all I'm saying, that don't make sense to me. So yeah, getting back to the music in terms of where you are now, would you still consider yourself an independent artist, or what's happening with Slim Dojeur in terms of you're not with Monarch, you're not with Urbanites, not with RIPLK, not with School of Thought? What's the vibes?
What's the vibes? The vibes is always great where I go, man, but I don't know about shoes. That's very vague. But I'm not necessarily independent, but I work under 184, you know. But when it comes to the kak, I catch on with my own music. When I get creative, it's not influenced by anything. Alle kak wat ek aanvang, is my kak wat ek aanvang.
184 being 184 Records.
Yes. I fall under the record label, but still as a signed independent artist. I don't know if that makes sense.
That is, what do you call that, a paradox? Like you can't be signed and independent at the same time.
It's one thing, but we are
contradictory.
independent labels, so
Yeah,
technically we somehow
We are together, but we're not exclusive. Like we're dating, but like sy soek 'n ring, maar ek het nie waar kind gee nie, if that makes sense.
Okay,
That
so
don't make no sense. Anyway, verder.
okay, so how long have you been associated with 184? Let's call it an association.
I don't know. It's not more than 2 years, no?
Are you asking?
I'm asking Kemi, yes. I can't for a fuck remember. I smoked too much stuff.
I don't think so. Probably almost 2 years.
Yeah, it's like a year and a few months or something. I know it was last year probably. I know I linked with the cipher with Fuss, you, Thurston. And I think that was
It was last year.
that was last year, so yeah.
Who's
last year.
first and Thurston?
Thurston was on the podcast. You will kick nog episodes terug. Fuss is Big Fish. I don't know the man's real name. Or zijn government name. Well, I do, but he had his government name saying I say problem. But Fuss is just another artist under the force, as far as I'm concerned.
I actually heard a rumor that Big Fish was expelled from 184.
I don't know what
Oh,
school
it was-
that is, but I'm not involved in that.
So, executively, you don't have a say in 184.
Executively, I didn't know about none of this shit.
Do you choose not to know, or do you want to know, or
Just don't know.
you just don't know?
Period.
Okay. Moving on from the Big Fish situation, so a year and a half under 184. What do you think is different compared to where with the other groups that you've been associated with before this?
Yo, I don't know, man. I still do things the way I do things, regardless of the way I fall under. But one thing I can say is, dinge gebeur, my bro. Period. Dinge gebeur. All the other groups I worked with, it's more of a kom ons maak so, but dit we maak so. Yeah, it's not of a kom ons maak so, ons gaat so maak. Cinema, dinge gebeur.
So it's more,
There is an actual drive
it's action
behind.
more than words. Sorry.
Yes, there is always affirmative action. Everyone might not, hoe kan I say, see it that way, but there's always affirmative action. What ek doen behind the scenes is maybe Zahasi, but it always forwards.
Okay, definitely. I hear you. So, under the 184 level, the way you're trying to go about it is to say you still have your own artistic expression. You're still able to be Slim Dojeur.
That's one thing I appreciate about the force. No? Like, we are a force on our own. As I know, can't say us as a unit. But we are still allowed to have our self-individual, in our own individuality, man. You still can be yourself. As an artist, you can cap aan how you want to do with the track, you tell with the track. So you will 100 auto-tunes op sit, by all means do that. It's not a control thing, like you're not getting micromanaged or anything like that. You have freedom of expression.
So what
At the
does the
same time.
force provide you?
A lot of things, man, bro. Like, kan naman nou say, insight is one of the things I appreciate the most. Often I learn things here that I wouldn't have learned on my own, which wouldn't have been a thought to me. But besides for that, like, the constant being out, man, you're always out there. Whether it's just on the social medias, like with the podcast, or out the regular performances every week or every second week. Like, you're always out there, man. You are always working, grinding, whatever the case might be. As jy net van jy sit in jou kamer en jy maak 'n number en bid voor die Here, iemand gaan dit sien. Sien jy man? There is affirmative action.
So have you had that experience that was dealing with artists like?
Yes, too many times. That's why I'm here now and not still there.
Do you
No,
think there's
but-
any bad vibes from those artists? Maybe you don't feel like, but do you feel like they feel like, okay, Slim, he didn't work with us, so he's just hopping on the 184 wave, or like he
Honestly-
chose the easy way out?
Wait, context about.
I mean, like with the experience of the other artists that you work to, like you say, I'm sorry, but you were saying that your experience with the force is that you actually do things, and it's not all talk. So the artists that seeing how you're moving now, compared to the artists that you were working with, you understand what I'm saying? In the sense of, they might feel, okay, look at Slim. Slim is doing these things and these things, but it's almost like he forgot about us. It's almost like yes, we didn't work as a group, but Slim is now rocking with 184. Like almost he didn't fight for us. Do you feel like there's any types of bad feelings vibe from the fans? Not the fans, the artists that worked with you, that is seeing you moving forward with 184.
If there is, it's probably one-sided. I try not to burn any bridges where it goes, you know, man. Most of the niggas I used to work with, I still fuck with till this day, you know, man. I can call one of them now and there will be no quarrel. Yesterday I was in the Wallerstein hookah with my other getuie. We're looking for, well, irrelevant shit. But I still confound one of my homies I used to work with, you know, man. And we still date. Like, we haven't spoken in almost 4 or 5 years. But when we saw each other, it was still good vibes, you know, man.
So it's not like a
Nah, I don't disband over beef. If you have beef, tell me.
not
Either
even
we work it out to what to call cinnamon, but I don't burn bridges like I said. I try to move as peacefully as possible.
definitely. I hear you. I hear you. So you with being with 184, have you, how many projects have you released under the force?
Nothing yet.
No projects yet under the force in 2 years. Are you working on something?
I don't know how to explain that now. No, like, yes, okay. I can only explain, but Charles Play 2 was released before I met up with the Force, you know.
Okay, so Child's Play 2 was the direct follow up to Child's Play 1.
Yeah.
Also, not just being the next one in the sequence, but being the direct next project after Child's Play 1.
Yes.
So, talk about more about Child's Play 2 to us.
You asked out 2 questions. Which one do you want me to answer?
It's the same question really. How many projects did you release under the force? So you talk about Child's Play 2. So I just want you to elaborate a bit more. The process of creating the album, how it came together, the idea behind it, the influence that you had in creating the album. What did the force contribute to it? Did the force contribute to it? Like, just elaborate a bit more on Child's Play 2.
Child's Play 2 was a project I constructed while I was still kinda working with RIP LK, but not really. We just maybe did some engineering touch-ups where I didn't have the software to do certain things, you know.
Okay.
But in the process of doing that, the man was now became RIP LK instead of Labrage, meaning he moved was not to Polokwane. So in that move, half or not even half, the whole fucking project went hard drive weg, that weg, and I had it on 3 different sources. That Peru had it, the head of Labrage. You had a laptop, that fucked up little laptop that we used to use. I had it on that thing and I had it on my computer. And my computer had viruses. There's a no-go cinema. The only hope that we had, that I know, was that Peru finding his hard drive. And this man one day pull up to my house. I have some of the stuff. Yo, my bro, I was jumping with joy. My ears zit gesak uit dat. Like, I felt gevaarlijk. We back in business. I'm pursuing my bro to call the home after finding the One Piece. It's an anime reference, but so cinema. So the man brought me the project, and some of the stuff now didn't obviously work, cinema. So like I said, we had a little fucked up laptop we were sharing amongst 2 people. So that laptop could only get us so far, and some of the projects or some of the project files got corrupted. So I had to basically make, say, about 75% of the album again from scratch. Luckily I had the beats on my phone, because I had 2 phones at the time. So the LG Crack and whatever other phone I was using at the time. The LG Crack was basically a music phone, so alles was archive, lyrics, beats, all that shit.
So you managed to recreate Magic again?
Yeah, but obviously that meant some of the songs were not gonna sound the same as the original project was gonna sound. Like, some of the passion and the expression wasn't fully behind it, if I can put it like that. And I started experimenting with other kak also. So it wasn't like it was gonna be initially. Some changes happened most now due to the fakarasi going on in the confabulations. So at the end of the day, Child's Play 2 came out slightly different, but I won't say in the sense better because the first idea I had was a solid idea, but because of what happened, I had to like
reconstruct and remodel.
yes, which is not something I wanted to do because I can't take one idea and I know how I felt in that moment, and now I have to recreate a moment that I felt it in. I can't feel that
Definitely
same emotion again, cinema. So
Definitely not.
it either felt, hoe kan I say, monotone or like
Or forced.
fabricated. Yes, forced is a good word to use. It gevoel man. Not that I'm shitting on my project.
Yes,
because
I was gonna actually ask you that now as the next question. Like your feelings towards Child's Play 1 is a bit downtrodden, like okay.
yeah,
that shit is
I mean,
whack.
it's
What's your
whack as
feelings
fuck.
towards the second?
The second one, I
iteration?
feel it had more behind it, cinema. But because it was a bit forced, it didn't came off how I wanted to come off. Even me listening to the project today, I won't say it's like whack like the first one, but you can definitely hear improvement also in a lot
Okay.
of the things I did. Since you were one of the features as well, Cindy. So that was more or less the time I started working with you also.
So how many tracks did Child's Play 2 have?
God
Like the first one had 7.
damn. I don't know, like 17. At
So
that
you-
point, everything sounded good, so I just put it in the thing and I did some Drake shit, bro. 26 tracks, let's hope it works, cinema.
You gonna fuck with one of the songs.
Zij moet iets voelen. That's crazy. But I got gevaarlijke, what's that word? Feedback from the project, cinema. Especially like that one we made, Heart, was one of the main talked about projects. Or not projects, one
Songs of the project.
of the project, yes. And then like maybe Cars and Beanbag, Cars and Mango Juice and Beanbag was 2 of the hits also, which reciprocated well with the crowd, cinema.
Definitely, I hear you.
Because if I had to perform that song now again in Trench, I don't need to sing the chorus. The chorus sings itself from the crowd, which basically speaks for itself.
Just for context, Trench Town refers to what Magnus was speaking on the previous episode about Hip Hop in the Trenches. Is the weekly show that 184 was running in Observatory. That is actually back by the time of this recording, just notifying you guys that we are back in the trenches, this time on Wednesdays. There's some politics that's involved in there.
Don't worry about that though.
We will
back.
clarify that up soon, but we are back in the trenches, man. So, on the Magnus episode, we were feeling a bit stuck.
Unsure.
We weren't sure where we were going, but we are back, man. So,
We know where we're going now. We're
that's
going
like
to
home ground.
Trenches
That's home
at
ground.
Huisveld.
So, okay. When did the project Child's Play 2 come out?
2019.
2019.
I could be wrong, but 2019. I'm gonna go with that.
That is the same year the Force was formed. I'm guessing you weren't part of the Force at the time.
Nah, I wasn't part of the force. You told me about the bro who was doing a cipher. He's gonna shoot a video. And volgens mij, that was gevaarlijke informatie and it was close by. I was like, oh wait, let me go see what this is about, cinema. Because it's not the first time I got an invite like that. Those they doing a cipher or whatever, goes to KT, and then I got on camera and shit like that. So when I came here, no, I basically met with most now you, Ra'ai, the first I mentioned earlier, and I think that was everything. There were like 4 people on that cipher. So that's where I met, well, most of everyone. But soos die tyd aangegaan het, ek moes nou al die ander mense gemeet, but like, that's how I got in cahoots with the mense. I don't know how they felt about my kaksien, man, but I was impressed with what they were doing. That's why I approached them.
Did you actually approach them?
And I approached them and said, okay, yeah, like, how does the talkie work? And then they said, and then the load shedding was kicking in.
Nah, man, our inverters is just catching a trip, so that's why he was like, and then he said, but guys, we're just gonna sort that situation out, smoke a ANC. But on the last segment, when we come back, we will just conclude with Slim about his later music as being part of the Force. I don't know why he's shaking his head. And his love life.
I knew you were gonna say that shit.
And some other touchy subjects that we won't name at this time. But we will catch you now in a sec. Peace.
After this ad break from Coca-Cola.
La boy in the come up, fuck like in the summer when all of the seasons I'm battling demons. I'm not finna lose and I mean it. Got me a Nina, the meaner got meaner. I'm scheming, up in my study, I'm studying games. Sipping up bubbly and humble my name. Scheming on money, by product is fame. Going all in, no more hiding away. Gotta get money, I gotta get it. Suffer in silence is tough, I ain't it. Getting ahead, man, I gotta brain it. They selling dreams, passing proof of payment. Pinnacle, pinnacle. I'm at the pinnacle. Visual, visual. The top is the visual. Biblical, biblical. Spitting it higher, so biblical. Typical, typical.
Yeah, we back familiars with the final segment. We're gonna end it with a bang here with Mrs. Dojeur in the house. We were talking about before the breakup about how Slam got into joining 184 and his subsequent projects, and we're still gonna get into his love life and all that freaky things. But Slim, just elaborate, after you joining 184, do you have like you have said now you haven't released any projects under 184. Do you have any singles that you've released since joining 184? You said that was almost 2 years ago, making it 2021.
I might need to reiterate my statement waarvan this just in, ek het die breakfast tape gereleased. I forget a lot of things, like I said, Bobby's a big influence, soos ek hoor my naam. But yeah, obviously I did release a few singles before, but most of my recent stuff was under 184 Cinema. And the project itself, the breakfast EP, even the mosquito is here with the post.
Summer's evening.
Yes, man, yeah, One Punch Man, I said. But yeah, so that's the only project I have released. I was am working on something, but we'll get to that at another day.
Can't confirm anything yet.
No.
Ominous.
But
so of the breakfast tape, let's not skip over the breakfast tape. Let's talk about that. So, correct me if I'm wrong, the breakfast tape is the first tape that you shot music videos for?
Officially, yes. Why I say officially, I did do like what you call it, visuals, but it wasn't like a music video itself. But that was.
And you have done music videos for other artists, so where you were the feature maybe?
Yes, I've been in other music videos, but like
never your own.
Yeah, it was OP seen, but I wasn't seen. You know.
Pause.
Something like that.
But okay, so tell me a bit about being the one. It's your music video. How do you go about constructing that? Ooh, are you your own director? Do you have the own vision for the music video, or how does it go about?
I usually have my own vision. Like, but obviously, omdat my song is, I'm gonna have a prior gedachte of how I want to see this play.
Definitely.
But working with Kemi also, Kemi is a dumb name. I just felt like saying that because he calls that to everyone, so it's just fair. But it has nothing to do with anything. But working with Kemi, he says more or less some of my artistic visions in one. We might not see things exactly the same, but we feed off energy of each other. So if I have this gedachte, like I think was maybe the pinnacle, the first video, I wanted to create clones. But ek weet hoe my karakter doen op my eie nie. That's where Kemi come in cinema. And Kemi have that rigline of he knows how to do the stuff. And he gave me pointers of how to do it instead of doing it the way I was gonna do it. It would have looked up at wiggly wax cinema. So the man gave me quite pointers on how to approach doing something like that, and it worked out gevaarlijk.
So how many music videos do you have out at the moment?
Shit, I don't know. I think like 4. Is it 4?
Could be.
Is
5.
Pinnacle, is Beef Stew,
Walk.
is Walk, is 3. That's the breakfast music.
I think there's a music video for a song named Cap featuring
Yes, that one. Okay, that was 4 from the breakfast.
Was that before the beef?
There was never no beef. Like I said, if he have beef, he's beefing with himself. Clearly, the man must go kick in his spills in him, man. Like I said,
Say reevaluate his life, just look at himself.
yeah, Michael Jackson, that shit, bro. Look at the man in the mirror, you know. But furthermore, I think it's only that all the other music videos that I've been in was either not mine, I was a feature, I was a guest, or it was a cipher.
Okay, yeah. So where can people find your music videos?
What man, it is everywhere, like YouTube alone.
Say, like the website.
That's crazy, dog. But now, if you go on my IG or my socials, you find it under Slim the Monster. There is a link.
Slum
in my
the
bio.
Monster. Just spell that out for the main, so that's a
So
picture.
it's Slim spelled SLIM_DA_, not DA for the government things. No, we don't move like that. Underscore monster with the A. It's not needed to spell that.
Monster.
Yes.
So is it capital letters? Doesn't matter.
If
You
you
will
type
find
it
it.
in like that, you will find it. If you go on YouTube, if you go on Google, that
So all your links are on
that
your
is
IG.
yes, that is the main source of information, if I can put it like that. I do have a Facebook page, but there is a link for it in my IG. My IG is easy to find, man. That's why I give that one. YouTube, same thing, cinema, and the link is there.
Slum
also.
the Monster.
How will they find you on YouTube since they are watching this from YouTube?
If you want to find me on YouTube, Slim, Dojeur. I don't know how you want to pronounce it as your name, as Dojeur. But that's how you found me. A fucking spider.
It's not
just
Slim
bit
Dio.
me. No.
Spider bit.
A fucking spider bit me, but okay, it's a cling thing, so nothing will happen. But
It's also Peter Parker.
How do you just get randomly bitten by a
this
spider?
thing was walking on my arm, crawling, and then that burnt. So I fucking slapped his ass, bro. Bad spider. But anyway, okay, yeah, that's how
I
you
think
find
slaps have a very traumatic effect on Slum. He's still trying to recover.
This man is starting to start shit out of nothing.
Oh,
Die man wil nie sy sendels in die camera wys nie. That is a questionable offense.
Why should I share my channels with the world? But moving on from that, Slum, we actually want to get into the topics that the ladies want to hear about. That the broodjes, the bratjes want to hear about. Is Slum's love life.
That sounds sus. Why does the broer want to hear about it? That is sus. If you a broer you want to hear about it, say sus.
What does sus mean?
Sus, jy is suspicious. Soos ek sê, we don't bat with the left hand. Ons kap nie straight zak alles eie. Kap in.
Okay, so what's the situation regarding the love life?
There is a situation. That's sounds bad. Nah, there's no situation, man. I have a girlfriend. Klaar wat het so is, los my uit. Yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody. Especially die broers wat wil
Leave this man alone.
Leave the eye alone.
You
the
trying to
eye
get stabbed in
alone.
his ass.
Not like Emmy, I'm not pulling that. I ain't got no stab.
No shots fired, Gabby. No shots fired. But so yeah, there is a situation, not a situation, but you have a girl at this
A
moment.
relation, yes. I
Is
have
it anything serious?
It is very serious. Matter of fact, ons is kwaad.
Hij is aan de ernstige verhouding.
Ernstige note, bro. Ons vir ons die hele tyd. Nee, not like that, nah. I guess by jullie van my meisje, Owens. I don't play about that. So, I won't name droppen or so van julle nice is om. So,
Creepy
yes.
guys.
Ja, nou, dan gaat julle tonen of iets wil gaan soek. Julle is weird motherfuckers, dog. Stop that shit.
So you're not into toes? Or like,
Nah, I'm not that I'm not into toes. Like if you have ugly feet, you have ugly feet. Move me that happens. But of like how I grew up, of our mense is wel onderstel en bepaald. Man, you know that stuff that can catch a rugby ball with one toe. You're not supposed to have toes. That's close.
are you speaking about somebody specifically now?
Nah, not specific in general, man. Because a paar van die, you know, kloue het al getry om saam met my te praat. Like, if I look down and I see something that scares me, I'm gonna look by ya. No more, bro. I don't do that creepy crawly shit. You must have mooi feet at least. You know? It just shows that you're a decent person. Jou voete kan nie vuil wees nou wat ons aan my praat.
That's a Slim Dojeur quote, Owens. If you don't have more feet, you're not a decent person.
Kijk, this one is making stuff up.
But we're gonna move on from that. Slim is in a serious relationship. He doesn't want to get bothered by men or females, with whatever your preference is.
But he don't mind if the men bother him.
I don't associate that this
Add
is.
your podcast, don't explain it.
What the fuck does that mean, bro? But yeah, man, don't have a problem with the LGBTQ man. Them. I support all masculinity thing. So, Ford, if that's what you about,
You just made it more weird than it is.
do your thing, bro. I don't hate nobody, and I also don't wish to be judgmental towards anybody. So if that is your preference, then
Don't put words in my mouth, no.
I don't want to put anything in your mouth.
You see, this man is sus. This man keeps saying some off the bed shit. Calm down, you like so, bro.
Let's just trying to get you being an artist and dealing with other females or any other interaction regarding to you. You are in a relationship, so it's serious and you don't want to get bothered. How do you deal with this pressures and how do you manage to balance that while still being in a relationship? Being tempted, because we all are human at the end of the day.
Temptation will be this in a minute, but at hang ahu say because I don't drink that much. Cinnamon. I smoke. I'm a big smoker, but I'm a little drinker. So for me, it's not like I'm a kakkerige person if you can meet me in public, cinnamon. So if you try to set me up, het gaat net so vir ek sal nie eens jou hens vang, al gooi dit met binne my gefrit. Cinnamon. So
Unless like you say you're drunk or
soos ek sê, if I'm drunk, I'm on my own vibes, I'm first gonna look for my mochi. That's the whole nummer. Ek is sommer nou, ek is lief vir almal, I'm just like you.
that type of drunk.
Yes. Ek smaak nie nog kwali of ek is net stil as my mochi nie. As in I will probably be on my phone or something. Hoes, anders sien ek vir jou kantie. When I go home later, I'm gonna see you, cinnamon. So, yeah, nah. But furthermore, like I said, I'm a kakkerige person. And I always have a quiet outlook on my friend. Even though I'm not quiet, I'm giddy as fuck. But I like quiet, so no one really comes to talk to me. And I like that,
You like your own, you like peace. You choose peace over violence.
Yes, ek hou van in my eie van dubbeltjie is. Not that I'm the loser, no. Ek sê nie ek is the loser. Ek sê maar net, ek like my eie space. Ek appreciate my peace and my serenity. Sy hydrasie om my is either ek loop weg of die tande loop weg. It depends on the situation.
Hectic. So yeah, that's the love life with Slam Dojeur at the moment. Is there any new music people can expect from you?
I don't want to speak too soon, so I'm not gonna.
But is there anything people can listen to that has come out after the breakfast tape?
Like I said, on my socials, I've been
Everything is
dropping
there.
every Friday. It's either a single or a freestyle, but I still drop it as a song as well. So there's always constant new music every
New
Friday
content.
from me. New music every Friday. Just this passing Friday, I was preoccupied with some other shit, so I had to make a freestyle video for me. But doesn't mean I'm stopping. Even though you're gonna hear that long after when it happened. But that's fine, ek heb aansien. Die werk moet gewerk word.
Definitely. So, before we close out, I just want to address one final rumor that has been circulating. There's a rumor that you are looking to enter the battle rap scene. Can you confirm or deny this?
I plead the fifth.
You're choosing not to
I'm not
confirm
gonna
anything yet.
speak on it because there is not yet affirmative action put behind it. It's still a gedachte. So until the gedachte becomes a reality, you will find out then.
And it will all be on your socials.
Passes.
Definitely. I hear you. Well, Salam, that was a beautiful one. I think we did cover a lot of ground, but I feel like we're still scratching the surface. If you know what I'm talking about, Cami, and I think definitely our audience feel like there's still many more topics that we can cover. But unfortunately, time is holding us to a certain limit because we still have to travel home from Kraaifontein and it's load shedding out here. So, Slam, it was beautiful.
And sus, but okay. Very sus, but okay.
It was beautiful, and yeah, thank you for coming through and sharing a lot about your story and giving the fans insight to who Slim Dojeur really is. But that's the end of the episode, ladies and gentlemen. We have another one in the bag. That's it from me, your man, Big Belly Boofo. Is your grandma's favorite rapper. And Slim Dojeur over here.
Go to the gym, drink baie water.
Don't stress, bench press. We out.